Y tres. Vale. Hello, Maria Luisa.
Hello, Michael.
Maria Luisa. Okay, for all those that don't know, Maria Luisa is our local funeral parlour in our local funeral parlour in Mojacar, and she's also a counsellor on the town hall of Mojacar. Maria Luisa, I was wondering if you could help me with a couple of questions that some English people have asked us from the UK. Okay, the people that are trying to get over to Spain to attend a Spanish funeral, and they're concerned because of the lack of flights, etc. But I know from different things that I've been reading in the press, there may actually be more to do with this and more problems than simply the flights themselves. Perhaps you could just enlighten us on what they would expect if they do actually manage to get to Spain, because it may be not the right thing to do in any case. Perhaps you can inform us a little bit about this.
Okay. Well, today, with the last official publication of BOE, the government of Spain has decided that all the funerals are not allowed. So if a family fly to Spain to go to a funeral, what they are going to find is the funeral are not allowed. Only we can have three people to say bye to the person who died, but you cannot go into the chapel of rest. So it's just three people 5 minutes before we go to the crematorium or before we go to the cemetery. We are not allowed to have more people, so it's quite difficult, because at the end they are not going to find really nothing to do. They are not going to find a funeral. More than that, another problem is maybe they can find a flight to come to Spain, but we don't know what is going to happen tomorrow or after tomorrow or in a week, because the government is having new rule every 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. So maybe you can find a flight to come to Mojacar or to Spain, but then maybe you are going to find that the airport are closed and you cannot leave Spain to come back England. So really, it's quite difficult to try to have a flight now and be sure that later you can come back. And more than that, what is sure is that when you are here, only 3 persons can go to the, no, it's not a funeral, can go to the time to say bye just before, 5 minutes before we go to the crematorium or the cemetery. So are you coming from England for really what? Because
Absolutely. Okay. So just for those that don't, well, who won't know, what the BOE, which is what Maria Luisa has just spoken about, is like the official document that where all new laws are published in Spain before they come into force. So this new law that Maria Luisa mentioned came into force. It was published last night. Is that right, Maria Luisa? So it's valid today. The one with
yes.
Yeah, okay. So basically that's just so you know what would actually happen if you come to the funeral. But there are even more things, because remember, there are no hotels open at the moment. And where would you stay? Because you're not allowed to visit a friend's house to stay. So theoretically, whatever you do will end up being illegal when you're in Spain, because you can't. How are you going to travel? Because you can't travel together in a car. There are all sorts of limitations at the moment. So basically,
Yes.
as painful as it is, in reality, coming over to Spain for a funeral is, at the moment, is a big mistake, and there's nothing you can do. I think just that's the way to think about it. It's just impossible. It's not. There's no need to feel guilty. It's just that you can't come, because it just doesn't make any sense. Okay, so putting that to one side, Maria Luisa, and I can just pick your brains now that I know you're so busy. So now that I've got you on the call, as the counsellor, what's actually happening? Are us Brits? Are we behaving ourselves? Are we doing things correctly? I know that you're doing a wonderful job, and I've heard the car driving around Mojacar with telling all in English, telling the English people what they can and can't do. But in general, is it working, or what's happening?
Yes. Really, we are quite happy. It's true that we have had some small problem, but yes, we have to have some decision, and it's true that we have done some fines, but in general, the people is doing very well. We are really happy. We are not having big problem. The most of the people knows the situation. More or less everybody is doing really well. The only one thing what we have realized is with the British people, we don't know why, but for them it's more difficult to understand that they have to go to the supermarket just one, they have to go to the chemist just one. We have find more British people going to do the shopping at the chemist or at the supermarket together in a couple than with the Spanish people, maybe because the most of the British people who is in this area, they are retired and they are used to go together. Now it's quite difficult to make them understand that they have to go just one by one step if you are a disability person or you don't have a driving license. But in a normal situation, they have to go to the supermarket and to the chemist one by one person in each car. But really, we are not having important problem, and the most of the people is doing really, really well.
Excellent. Well, together with this video, we're going to send out an email, at least to all our clients, with the list of all the things that, basically all the rules as they are at the moment regarding, you know, how they can go to the supermarket, what they can actually leave their homes for, etc. I think also lots of English people, they've been looking at the English press, and the lock-up in the UK hasn't been as tough so far as it has been in Spain. So they're sort of following what they're reading. They can do, people can do in the UK. I think some of them. Anyway.
Yes, but they have to understand that this is Spain and it's with all rules.
Yes, no, I know.
That's the most important. They have to try to be informed all the time. If they have any question, they can send an email to the tourist office or to the police office. We answer everybody with any question what you could have. At the end, if they need to go to the supermarket or to the chemist together because one of that person cannot drive or is too old, they have to go one driving and another person at the back. They cannot be sitting together. So one person in each line of sitting in the car, one driving, another at the back. But well, we are not having really important problem. No, we are quite happy.
Excellent. Okay, well, I look forward to going back to my office again. Too many kids around here at home, I think probably for you as well. Okay, Maria Luisa, it'd be lovely to speak to you. Thank you very much for your time and all the excellent work that you're doing there in Mojacar.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.